Yo YouTube, what's up? I'm Tim. This is kashkellyandac Sports Report. Knicks and Celtics, probably the series with the most interest. You got Boston and New York. I mean, obviously the rivalry isn't the same as it is in baseball, but it should be a tremendous series. I previewed the Heat and Sixers earlier. I took Heat in 5, not being a homer there, and this series is interesting to me though because on paper, you know, you'd think you'd go with the Celtics. The Knicks don't play defense. Whatever you want to say about the Knicks. But the bottom line is the last 2 weeks or so of the season, the Knicks did play defense, and they played really solid basketball. Now, if you go over to the Celtics side, really the last half of the season, they didn't play great basketball. The last 20 games or so, they were like 9 and 10. I mean, they just were not good. That's what it came down to. So I think that the key thing in this series is that the Celtics put what they've done the last 2 weeks behind them, you know, and they got to move on from the Kendrick Perkins thing. I know they're mad and it was a stupid trade, although long term it was probably a better trade for them. But I think the bottom line here is you have to move on. You have to start moving towards winning this season because the window's not long with this team. Ray Allen's 30-something, mid-30s. KG's like 33, 34. Paul Pierce is right in that area. I mean, Rondo's still young, but you know, the big 3 window is not too much longer. And Doc Rivers is probably going to hang it up at the end of the season. So this team, they still have the big bodies of guys like Jermaine O'Neal. Who knows what the deal is with Shaq? You know, but they haven't depended on him too much this season regardless. If you go over to the Knicks, it was a strange season. They got off to a fast start. Amari looked like through 20 games probably the MVP. That died off a little bit. The Knicks got into the normal D'Antoni mode. They're fast, they're exciting, and they won a lot of games. They didn't play defense majority of the season, but they won a lot of games. And I think the simple thing for the Knicks was they were able to bring it together. I know the last 2 or 3 weeks ago, people were jumping off ship. Oh, we never wanted Carmelo here, whatever the deal is. It happened, and he's there. And he's going to make an impact for this team, and I think the Knicks will make this a good series. I do. And I looked at this series hard, and I want to. It's a tough series, probably the toughest out of all the first round was to call because of how the teams played through that first round. So it was a tough series to call. That being said, I'm going to take the Boston Celtics. I hate the Celtics, I really do. In 7 games in this series, I think the Knicks give them a run in this series, and I think this is a pretty solid series. But I think in the end, the Celtics turned it on last year in the playoffs, and I think they have what it takes to do it again. So I'll take the Boston Celtics. I just had a Boston accent there for a second. I'll take them in 7 games, I think. I think it will be a good series, and I think the key thing for me is the Celtics still do have a height advantage in a lot of senses, and the defense for the Celtics is better. The Celtics have better shooting. Rondo's taken over playoff series before. They all really have on that team. I see this team probably not going to the NBA Finals, although the East is wide open. I think either of these teams could make a run at it, though, and we'll have to see. But for now, I'll take the Celtics in 7. Would not be a surprise at all if the Celtics won in 4. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Knicks won this series. So we'll have to see. I'm Tim. See you guys later.